Hi everyone, welcome back, and here we'll be seeing another video of me playing the Pokemon trading card game, and here I'll be against Andrew and his ReshiBoar deck, and I'll be playing with my FlufflyChomp deck. So first thing I want to say is I am extremely sorry that I haven't posted a trading card game video in a while, and especially one that this good, but the reason is that my local league is located at the same place where they host Magic, and last week there was a Magic pre-release, which pretty much meant no Pokemon players could even get in. They didn't even have enough room for Magic players, for all of the Magic players who came, so I wasn't able to even go last week, much less record videos. I was able to this week. I recorded two games. This is me against Andrew and his ReshiBoar, and the next game is actually my Darkrai deck against Michael with his Yveltal deck, which is probably the best deck in format, to be honest. But you'll be seeing that later. Here is just this. And I want to also point out that I have replaced my Prism Energy in this deck with Rainbow Energy, because when I put Prism Energy in there, I thought it was exactly the same as Rainbow Energy. You know, it counts for one of every type of energy, but only one energy at a time. It wasn't until I actually took a closer look at the text that I realized, oh, it only applies for basic Pokemon. And I was using it to power up Garchomp, so whoops. Well, I haven't played any real tournaments with this deck. This is just for fun. So and there are a ton of proxies in it, so it's not like I actually was out beating people based on a false premise. But I have made the correction, so now I play this deck with Rainbow Energy. So that's what we'll be seeing here, my upgraded FluffyChomp deck, if you could call it that, against ReshiBoar. And I believe his deck is a little updated since the last time we saw it. So we're going to, I believe I begin here. So, yep. I start out with a Swablu. He has a Reshiram EX and a Tepig on the bench. He has a really good setup, and I don't. I really need to get stuff out here, so I use a Level Ball. I need a Gibble. So I get a Gibble. And there's a lot of stuff that I need to do here in order to really get set up. I need to get Swablu out of the active spot, but I don't really have a way of doing that right now. So I'm going to play in, getting us both down to 6 cards. And I put red card in this deck. When I was in a live stream from the Top Cut, I was having a conversation with a few people who were also in the stream in the comments. And I was saying how I put red card in. They asked how I was able to, because that's a lot of stuff to get. FluffyChomp needs a lot in order to really work. And I basically said it's because I run a 3-3-3 line of Gibble. I run either a 4-3-3 or a 3-3-3 of Gibble, Gabite, and Garchomp. And they kept telling me, you know, in order for it to be as consistent as possible, you really need to make it 4-4-4. So the fact that I'm missing a few extra spaces from there explains that a little bit. I did not get a Floatstone or a Switch off of my ends, so I just got a pass. Not that I could have attacked this turn, but now my Swablu is in danger of being knocked out. Not too much danger, though, but still, it's a possibility, which I do not like. So he plays in, after attaching energy to Reshiram. And basically, this is not supposed to be competitive in any way, shape, or form. It's just a fun deck that I made, and I just love red cards so much. I've put it into this deck, my Darkrai deck, and my round deck, and it really does work well in Darkrai, even competitively. I can't say I recommend it, but it's definitely a good deck. If you want to play around a little bit and see if it fits in there, then go right on ahead. It's definitely a fun thing to do. So we're busy shuffling here. He's using the Y sleeves from the Y Elite Trainer box. He mentioned that the sleeves were a little wrinkled. Some of them were wrinkled, and he was not so okay with that, because basically, since they were wrinkled, that meant he couldn't use them in an official tournament, because some sleeves were more distinct than others, for lack of a better way of saying it. So that's a little annoying, and apparently he's not the only one who had that problem. So he didn't get anything, he has to pass. Now I've got a few options. I attach Floatstone to Swablu and retreat into my Gibble. I can evolve into a Gabite here, or I can use my level ball. I have some options. Well, I'm going to evolve into Gabite, and then Dragon Call for Altaria, and then level ball again for probably another Gibble. Yep. So now and on top of that, I am going to attach a Silver Bangle to Gabite, and a Blend Energy, and Colress. I don't know what that last card was in my hand. I think it was a Tool Scrapper. But that was fairly good. It's a pity that I had a Colress here for only 3, but you know, you never know what those 3 cards are. They could be 3 cards that really help me. And my Dragon Slice here does 40 plus 30 from Silver Bangle. It does 20 base, plus 20 from Altaria, plus 30 from Silver Bangle, since I'm up against an EX. So my Gabite is ready to do 70 damage. It's not the largest amount by any means, but you know, compared to just a few years ago, that's a lot turn 2. So I drew another Gibble and another Swablu off that Colress, and another Colress. So I at least have a supporter for next turn. So I'm probably just going to Dragon Slice for 70. And that'll be my turn. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Making sure that we're adding this up correctly. In Pokemon, you have to be really careful when adding damage up. Sometimes it gets a little tricky, but, you know, that's part of the fun in my opinion. So he drew, looks like he had an Emboar in hand from the end, so he rare candied an Emboar, random receiver, and decided to play that in because even though it would be giving me 5 new cards, it would help him out as well. And he didn't know it there, but I had a Colress, so I would have gotten 5 new cards anyway. Did I say 5? I meant 6. Well, either way, I would have gotten 5 fresh new cards, and here I get 6. So he's helping me out, but probably not as much as he thinks. Usually in Pokemon, there's absolutely no way to know what your opponent has in hand unless you either pay very careful attention or they use a move that reveals their hand, whatnot. But yeah, oftentimes that's just not the case. So looks like I got some energy there. That's nice. He drew Professor Juniper. It looks like no energy. He didn't draw a single energy off of that end. That kind of sucks. If I were him, I would retreat right here so his Emboar could take a hit. Ooh, he can't even do that because Reshiram has 3 retreat costs, so he is stuck there with nothing to do. So I drew another Swablu. I benched that. And this is like the best kind of setup that FluffyChomp can possibly have, I'll just say that. I seem to be getting pretty lucky with that. Anyway, I play my red card there, put him down to 4 cards, and attach a Fighting Energy to Gibble. I could triple Dragon Call here. I'm going to play the current Gabite's Dragon Call and get another Gabite into play, and then use that Gabite's Dragon Call to get another Gabite into play. But it looks like I only have 2 Gabites in my deck. That means one of them is prized. So I'm going to use the other Dragon Call to get another dragon, obviously, but looks like I'm going for Garchomp. I was debating there whether to get Altaria and wait for next turn, but I had the Skyla in my hand, and I had not played a supporter yet, so I'm going to Skyla for a level ball, and then level ball for another Altaria, and then my Garchomp's Mock Cut will be doing 130, enough to knock out that Reshiram. And my Dragon Blade will be doing 170. That's amazing. Just how powerful that is. And it only requires 2 energy for 170 damage. If that's not overkill. But alas, I'm just going to use Mock Cut for knockout. I think that'll be just barely enough. Looks like I got a Gibble and a Rare Candy off of that. The Rare Candy might help, but the Gibble is useless since my bench is full. So he sends up his Emboar, benches a regular Reshiram, and attaches an energy to it and plays in. That'll put me down to 4, but that's fine because I had basically useless cards in my hand. And he'll get 6, so that'll help him out a little bit. And right now, I guess what he's hoping for are a lot of energy and a float stone. And as I recall, he didn't have a very easy time drawing energy this game, which is unfortunate. And usually, actually, it's not that big of a problem in ReshiBoar or ReshiBoar or Blastoise or what have you. The kind of decks that usually involve having to find energy and using them, and attaching multiple per turn. But he had that problem here, and I drew 3 supporters off of that, my word. So he gets at least another energy. He's powering up that Reshiram for later. He didn't get a float stone, but that's fine because my Dragon Slice here can almost knock him out. I just need one more Altaria in play and I can knock him out. And I have a free, I have a Dragon Call, I have a Dragon Call Gabite on the bench, so I can look for that. Or I could use Level Ball, or I could use Skyla to find a Level Ball, rather. Now I'm going to use Skyla to Rare Candy, then I'll Rare Candy get another Garchomp into play, and then Dragon Call for another Altaria, and that will actually be enough to knock out that Emboar if I use Dragon Blade. Not Mott Cut. So the downside of Dragon Blade is it does more damage, but you need to discard the top 2 cards of your deck. So that's very that's the downside, but it looks like that'll be enough. And I discarded an N, and I think that is a... No, that's a Silver Bangle. Okay. So it's his turn. He was smart to power up that Reshiram when he had the chance. He plays Hypnotoxic Laser. I am poisoned but not asleep. He needs another basic in play right now, otherwise I win. It seems that whenever I play against him, he has horrible luck with his draws, and I have great luck with mine. And that's really unfortunate. I would really like to see a game where he has the good luck and I have the bad. I'd be more than happy to post that on YouTube for everyone to see, to show it's not just he's a bad player, because he's an exceptional player for having played for this long. The big problem is that he's just having terrible luck with his draws. So he's going to Blue Flare, and after the Verbank Laser, that'll be a knockout, and he gets 1 prize, not 2. He almost takes 2 there, since we're so used to knocking out EXs in our format. So that's that. I send up another Garchomp. Now basically I'm all ready to just do stuff. But after searching my deck from earlier, I know that my last Garchomp is prize, so I need to be very careful here that this one doesn't get knocked out. And now I'm beginning to see what people meant by you need to run 4 Garchomp, because if one of them's prize, that gives you 2 attackers to work with all game, and that's just not good. So I think I Dragon Called there for a Gabite. I'm sorry, for a Gibble. And looks like I was debating which supporter to use there. I had a Juniper in my hand. I was debating whether to use Colress or Juniper. But after I shuffled my deck there, I think I decided to either use Juniper instead of Colress or not use a supporter at all. But it looks like I'm going to Juniper. I got rid of a Gabite there. I'm not sure if I should have done that. I should have waited a turn, come to think of it. Oh, I have a Dowsing Machine. Oh, no, it looks like my last Garchomp is in my hand there, so that's good. I use a red card to shuffle it, to get his hand down to 4. I think it was only 5, but still reducing his hand to anything is always a good idea. Unless they're running, you know, if they have 3 cards in their hand and 1 in their deck, then if you use red card, that's pretty much you win, because they draw all 4 cards, and then when it goes back to their turn, they can't draw. Anyway, so I used Dragon Blade, discarded a Colress and a Tool Scrapper, and knocked out his Reshiram. So he doesn't have an Emboar in play. He cannot set up a Reshiram this turn, unless he had a DCE, and he does not. And even then, he would only be doing 20. So he's in a very tight spot. He's down with 3 prizes. He doesn't have an Emboar in play. He just has to attach and pass, pretty much. So I Rare Candy, get my last Garchomp into play. I decide to Dragon Call just to see what's left of my deck. I know I don't have Garchomp And in fact, I don't have any Dragon-type Pokemon at all. And what's even funnier is I've only attached one Rainbow Energy this whole game onto the active Garchomp. That's a beautiful old-school Holo Rainbow Energy from the Team Rocket set. It's really awesome. So, I just playing cards here. I Dowsing Machine for... Actually, I don't know what for. There's a lot of stuff I could go for here. I should not get a level ball because I know I don't have anything left in my deck to go after. I don't even know why I played Dowsing Machine if I didn't know what I was going to do. I could have gone for a supporter. And my wife, sad as A, is checking to see exactly what Dowsing Machine does. So, I'm just looking through, and I'm going to get a... What is that? I don't even know what it was. It might have been a Silver Bangle. I think I just got a Silver Bangle and Dragon Blade for knockout. And I discarded an N. Not fun. And it looks like I got the exact same thing off my prize, which kind of sucks. So I pretty much just wasted a Dowsing Machine there. Although, in my defense, I don't know if I had any... I don't know if I had anything that I could actually use in my discard pile. I was just trying to get rid of cards in case he, like, ended me. And then if he had ended me to 1 and I was down to just a Dowsing Machine in my hand, then that would be useless. Although pretty much I have won this game. I just need to Dragon Blade anything and I will win. I have 2 Altaria in play. I have 3 Altaria in play, and that will be game. So that's that. And his next draw was a Fire Energy, which really would have helped him. So that was our game. I hope you all enjoyed this. Be sure to stay tuned for a really epic battle between a Darkrai deck and a Darkrai Yveltal deck. Basically Yveltal. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.